Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Cam, and welcome back to the '60s Project. October's now over. We have left the horror movie iceberg for now. We will return to it, but it took over Fridays on the channel. But now we're back to 1960. We've got one movie to cover, and oh boy, this one was one of the worst of the year, Russell. It
It's a
really.
dude. It's a doozy. It was like I'm like replaying it in my head, and I'm like, I kind of liked it, and then I start picking it apart, and I'm realizing all the things that are like, I'm like, man, this movie just kind of like, yeah, it's just kind of cheesy. Yeah, I mean,
What,
it could have been better, but yeah.
what movie could we possibly be talking about? Well, from the director of The War of the Worlds, the original one, and the first technically live action Disney movie ever, Treasure Island. It's September Storm.
2. September Storm, an exciting underwater adventure.
This was directed by Byron Haskin, and it tells the story of, well, it tells the story of a group of people who are looking for a buried treasure. There is a fashion model named Anne, played by Joanne Drew. And then there's another tycoon named Manuel, played by Asher Dan, and another guy named Joe, played by Mark Stevens. They all end up on the same boat, and they all are going to look for this treasure. And, well, let's just say they run into the Coast Guard and a very, 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 very fake-looking shark. This, like I said, this one was a big old chore to sit through, and it's 99 minutes. It should have been easy. Like, Russell, you should have watched Brides of Dracula first, so we had to cover that first.
I know, man. I really fumbled a ball. Honestly, the movie's good until it gets to the water. I feel like once it gets to the water, I feel like that's really dragged out. That whole entire search for like the treasure and stuff like that. I feel like it's really dragged out. And then it's like, okay, so I guess to set it up, like we were saying, or like you were saying earlier, so Manuel is like the guy, the main guy that we have in the story, and he is pretty much like faking that he's rich to impress said female. So basically, the boat isn't his; it's somebody else's that he kind of works for, I guess. And these two other guys happen to just come into the picture, and they basically. He finds out I think Joe's the one that finds out that Manuel's pretty much full of crap and he is kind of a fake. And so like Manuel's whole thing is he wants to, swoon in and, fall in love with the girl. And, and then they throw out the treasure because Joe and the other guy, Ernest, or is it Ernesto or Ernest?
Ernest? It is
Is it
Ernest.
Ernesto?
He's billed as Ernie on Letterboxd.
Ernie. Okay, so Ernie and Joe are pretty much like they come in together, so you know that they're friends. They know each other, and then they pretty much know of where this gold is, and it's in this abandoned ship at this specific location in the ocean, I guess, and that's where they go to do that. And Manuel kind of hesitantly agrees, but he kind of like schmoozes whoever owns it, says that he needs like 3 weeks or whatever. But then the guy that obviously owns the ship finds out that Manuel's lying, and so then he like tries to get his guys after them to try to find out where his ship's located. It's a big cluster. And like I said, once you get to the ocean scene where they're like going after the treasure, I feel like that's really dragged out.
Yes, it gets really bad once they hit the water because, like, first of all, it's very clearly like they're like in like an air quotes storm, but it's like a wind tunnel of some kind, and they're just like shoving the boat back and forth. And to your point, they go after the very fake looking shark, and the one dude has a knife like this long.
It doesn't even look like a knife. Yeah, it looks like a wooden, like something like a kid would find a stick or whatever and like sharpen it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a little, like, it reminds me of the other guys when Will Ferrell gets the fake gun. It's almost like that. Like he gives them the fake like dagger, a wooden dagger.
Like, to quote Quint from Jaws, like, these are city hands. You count money all your life. Like, that's who's going after this shark right now.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, it's, I mean, it's crazy. And then just the way, like we were talking, like just the way it ends, just kind of very like out of the blue how it ends. Like there's really no rhyme or reason it ending the way it ends. You know, it's just kind of crazy. I mean, yeah, unless you want to throw a spoiler alert out or whatever, just very, yeah, it's random. It's very random.
Yeah, it's 65 years old, so if you want to spoil it, go ahead.
Well, yeah. So okay, so spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, you know, shame on you. No, but like, okay, so they get the treasure. The guy that owns the boat is like mad. He's pissed at Manuel because, you know, Manuel, like, they, you know, pretty much lied to him, but then they bribe him with money, like giving him a cut. Like, so they were going to do it a fourths. Now they're going to break the treasure into fifths, and now he's happy. And then all of a sudden the Coast Guard comes, and like, it's like Joe knows, like, oh, like he was talking to the female, and he was like, yeah, they're going to probably take all the gold or whatever. But it's like, okay, but why? Like, I just don't understand why they couldn't have hidden. I don't know. It's really crazy.
It just feels like the plot was like just thrown together last minute.
Yeah, it's like, we need to find a reason to wrap this up. So why can't they just get away with the gold and live happily ever after? What's the big deal? You know what I mean? Well, you don't need to involve the Coast Guard. And the other thing I was saying to you, if this guy who owns the boat is like as wealthy and this well-to-do, is he Persian? I think he's Persian. If he's like a well-to-do, like Persian businessman or whatever, tycoon, and he has money, why like couldn't he just kind of schmooze his way into them, like just letting him go? If he's so, like, you know what I mean? Not like he's high up, but I mean, the guy's well-to-do. He obviously has multiple boats or whatever. So to me, it's saying that he's a really successful businessman. So I think he'd be able to kind of talk his way out of it, or even just cut in like the Coast Guards into it. I guess, I don't even know, cut them a piece of it or whatever. If they were like, I don't know, bribe them. I don't know. It feels like it was really lackluster there. It was like, yeah, it just ends like that. It's just kind of dumb.
Like, slip them a bribe. Like, do something, dude. You've got the money.
Or just don't even involve the Coast Guard. Like I said, just make it like they, you know what I mean? Like they could have had it to where I thought they were going to have, so that the guy that Manuel works for or whoever, the Persian comes and he's like all mad or whatever. And then he's like happy. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, he's okay because he's being cut into the deal. So then if they end it like that, everybody's happy. The end. You know what I mean? But then just when you think it, then it's like all of a sudden, here's the Coast Guard. It's just, I don't know, just kind of dumb.
Yeah, this movie's horrid. It's like, it's one of the worst that we've covered in the year. There have been some real clunkers, but this is definitely among them. And like, I feel like I'm being like kind of rude, but like, there's a bit, I feel like what we've covered this year has either been like really good or like really bad. And then there's like some in between, but it's mostly swinging one way or the other. And this is way in the direction of really bad.
Yeah, which is sad because honestly, I was digging it when I was watching it. I was really digging it. And then it just, like, the more I thought about it after I saw it, and I'm just like sitting there just going through all the different things, like how I get it. It's 1960, the shark. I get it. The practical effects, though, I think I get that, though, with the hurricane or whatever. They're in like the ocean or whatever. There's a big, like, crazy storm, and you don't see them. You see this boat kind of like getting pounded with water, and then it cuts. And then you see like water being like flung up on the ship or on the boat, or you see it like going down the stairs into the cabin area. So then you know like there's a big storm. So it's conveying that. I think that's kind of shot kind of cool. But then if you look at it, it does look kind of cheesy, but you have to understand it's 1960, 65 years ago. I mean, technology was a lot different. I think practical, though, I think it still looks good. There was a movie here. I thought there was like a really cool, and then I even got like, I know it's completely different and it's completely out of left field, but I almost had like Manuel, like I think we could have done this like a talented Mr. Ripley type thing, where I feel like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I was like catching vibes with that. I thought Manuel could have been like, you know, maybe there was a turn there. There could have been something different with him. You know what I mean? Like maybe he killed the Persian guy and he took over his identity. You know what I mean? Or something like that. They could have done something really cool with that. I don't know. At the end of the day, I just there was a movie here. It was interesting when it started. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, you know, and like we talked about, once you hit the ocean, and then chasing and then all of a sudden just not even like challenging it that much to find the treasure. It's like, oh, they open it. Oh my God, there it is. Like right there. I'm like, come on. It's not even in the treasure chest, guys. Come on. And then did you notice like every time that they brought the bucket up, like coins kept falling out of it?
Yeah, I saw that too. That was
like, can we explain that? I just don't, because if you have holes in it, obviously to let the water to let the water out so it's not as heavy with the coins in it. I'm getting that, but why are the coins falling out of it then?
I don't know. Like that was just very dumb.
Yeah.
But,
anyway, yeah, that's all.
This one was not good. But I pass it off to all of you. If you did see this, what did you think about that? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to read what you have to say. Hopefully, when we return to the 60s and we cover The Brides of Dracula, that's going to be way better for you, Russell. It's one of the best of the year. I've seen it a few times, and it's quite good.
Cool. Well, looking forward to it. It's always nice to have a break after that. And if you've seen the movie, you'll understand what my name means. Because all those guys are like spitting with the main girl. So, yeah.
Well, Russell, where can the people find you?
Yeah, Notorious by Chance Facebook group. You guys join that. YouTube, Notorious by Chance. Podcast, Notorious by Chance. Catch out Left Side, Strong Side on YouTube. As the football season goes on, they'll post content there about football. So if you like football, check that out. Guys can find us also on X, NBC Podcast, and TikTok at NBC Podcast. X and TikTok have been it's been very dormant. Like I gotta get better at posting out of theater reactions. It's one of those things where sometimes if it's just late, I'm running late. I just want to hurry up and get back home. I don't have time to just get in my car and spiel about the movie for 5-10 minutes. You know what I mean? And then add all the hashtags and tagging things. And it takes more time to do some of those out of theater reactions. But yeah, I gotta get better at doing that.
Yeah, but all the links will be down below. Go give them a subscribe over there. Next Friday, we'll be going back to the 2000s, and we'll be taking a look at Rules of Engagement, the Tommy Lee Jones, Samuel L. Jackson film, and 28 Days. No, not the zombie one. This is Sandra Bullock going to rehab. It's that 28 Days, but that'll be next week. But for Russell, my name is Ryan Cam. We will see you in the next one. Y'all take care.